Welcome back, everybody, and just when you thought we were done, we are journeying back to Toriko to talk about not our planet-busting protagonists nor the absurdity of their abilities. Today, we are going to dive into the criminal underbelly of Toriko. But before we get down and dirty, let's keep it clean with a like on the video to show your support. We're almost at 4,000 subs, which is rather unbelievable, so everybody that can help out if you want, but beginning. In the world of Toriko, though there are a stark abundance of resources, with literal landscapes and entire ecosystems being like giant smorgasbords, you'd be surprised to know that there are entire countries not under the banner of the International Gourmet Organization. Places in the world that still experience hunger, famine, crime, poverty, drug-driven despair, the whole 9 yards. The particular slum we journey to today is Nur City, and Nur is famous for its high crime rate, with nearly 10% of all criminals in the 3 great gourmet prisons coming from this city alone. However, much of the criminal activity in this city was due to drastic levels of income inequality caused by the corrupt state of the Jidar kingdom. Its ruler not caring about actually governing and seeking further lavishness for himself, with the Gourmet Casino in Jidar itself seeming like something out of science fiction. This imbalance led to many of the surrounding cities and towns collapsing from not only illegal trade, but also unfair distribution. Mainly also due to the narcotic ingredients often making their way into the city markets and causing dangerous and addictive side effects to the inhabitants. From lower level narcotics to ingredients so dangerous you will literally die or get addicted on one use if consumed. Even without the drugs, Nur City is dangerous. People are constantly mugged or robbed by the countless starving and struggling inhabitants. This showcased when moments after arriving, Toriko and the crew were literally held at gunpoint, although for someone like Toriko, this was a literal once-in-a-lifetime event. It is in Nur City that the Gourmet Yakuza were founded. While they also do criminal activity, they were actually created to help improve the conditions of their city and aid the many orphan children and poor residents. The Yakuza seemingly are told by the boss upon joining to simply repay their debt not to him, but to the hungry children of the slums. And as you'd imagine, many children were even welcomed into the Yakuza in order to provide them food, clothes, and shelter, and in return they could become loyal members. Because of this somewhat altruistic nature, the Gourmet Yakuza are ironically the closest thing that the Dark Kingdom has to law enforcement, stopping not only crime, but other illegal operations that might bleed into their own community. One particular such Yakuza is our main topic for today's video, Gourmet Yakuza second in command, Match. Now, I won't be covering a lot of the Ice Hell arc because I did a video on it, so if you want to see Match and the rest of the Yakuza's feats there, check it out. First, debuting in the Ice Hell arc, Match is a blonde tall man, with his entire body covered in scars from an encounter with the heavily king Zebra. While many of his on-scene moments are heavy-handed and abrasive, Match proves to be a caring, loyal, and outright beneficial companion to Toriko in the series. His origin being an orphan from Nur City, Match shows a special love for his underlings, because as it goes for Nur City, they all too were once orphans. Despite being a former street urchin, it's said that Match rose quickly through the ranks of the Yakuza, being the second in command when we first meet him, and later on in the Gourmet Casino arc, becoming the literal boss of the entire Yakuza, when the former boss, Ryu, left to the gourmet world, and we know because he was a part of Biotype Zero, he was not likely coming back. And it is in the Gourmet Casino arc, we come to understand that Match is not only a great leader, but one willing to do what is actually right. When we first encounter Toriko and the group, Match reveals that he is in fact at the Gourmet Casino because there are known black market ingredient sales taking place in what's known as the underground cooking world. The dangerous ingredients were being funneled and bleeding into the nearby cities and working their way down to even street children. Before Coco and Toriko's arrival, Match fully intended to start a war with Livebearer in the underground cooking world to stop this drug epidemic, only opting out because, as he put it, gambling like Coco had suggested was actually more his style. This is an excellent showcase of Match's character, as he is an incredibly angry and wrathful man, but it is also capable of calming this anger, honing it like a razor to make the most effective decisions. And his leadership proves effective as well, because his men blindly put their faith into him, even willing to give up their lives against stacked odds like the Barry Gammon fight. And additionally in Ice Hell, Match was even prepared to chop off his own leg due to the limb being frozen, and he would have still tried to stand against Tommy Rod, though he would have gotten him up. Match shows that he isn't afraid to fight from a bad position. The Gourmet Casino would have likely been too much for even a Yakuza, because as far as I know, the security and staff of the black market will kill you for trying to steal anything from them. They were all well armed and likely had a sizable force because the Gourmet Casino was larger than the city of Tokyo itself and was considered the world's #1 casino. One cool note is that before Match arrived, Toriko and the group even watched a mugger get ruthlessly gunned down by said security, with the wealthy onlookers placing bets on the man's chances at escape. But this is manga only, as in the anime, Toriko intercepted the robber before he could be shot, though he still got taken away by the casino security. The Gourmet Casino in all of its opulence may appear as a massive adult-friendly area, but it's more like a giant funnel slowly pulling the patrons into an even deeper and unescapable abyss. Once Toriko and the group entered the casino, they were instantly under heavy surveillance. Here, Toriko and Coco even flex their what I like to call daddy money, as they both whip out the VIP black ego cars that's said to have virtually no limit. Now, after the Yakuza and Heavenly Kings thoroughly start bankrupting the casino, they are introduced to none other than the leader of the underground cooking world, Livebearer. And for a brief second, I like to shift focus away from Match and the Yakuza, because what the hell was Livebearer even? This man was twice Toriko's size, had no pupils, and black teeth. His entire character, from his at first polite speech to the flip of his sadistic and almost euphoric reactions to victory, were all at every single moment in the story disturbing. There was no moment this guy was on screen that I did not think he was a secret villain. While actually an incredibly skilled chef that even Toriko recognized as strong, Livebearer was as bad as they come. With a recorded 214 wins in the Gourmet card game, Livebearer had apparently defeated and siphoned the memories of 214 people. And in Toriko, to have your memories, specifically your memories of anything food-related, stripped away from you is as good as death. Imagine if the memories of your first birthday cake or your first child's birthday cake were ripped away. The sweet nostalgia when you remember one of your parents' signature dishes that you just can't create. The first baked parking lot session raiding McDonald's with your bros as a teenager. Livebearer routinely rips these essential human moments from people's skulls and basically orgasms from the experience. It's no wonder Livebearer even has so many W's in the game, because he was a multi-layered cheater. There was no ingredient in the casino he couldn't cook, no beast he couldn't defeat, no poison he couldn't digest, and his esophagus intestines were layered with biodegradable plastic in case there was something he couldn't. He can even cut off the pain receptors in his brain and even wear special mirror contact lenses that ensure he knows what cards to properly call in order to win. A certified cheat. And even with all those buffs, after all that, Coco, still with his intellectual prowess and overall broken ocular abilities, left Livebearer losing the match against Coco and the team. And then it is the Gourmet Yakuza who clashes with the underground cooking world forces and subdue the casino. Match after this becoming the operator of the casino and gaining a substantial foothold in the underground, even eventually becoming one of the Jidar Kingdom's leaders after its ruler fled as a member of the organization Neo. Now let's briefly talk about Match as a combatant. Though not on the level of the Heavenly Kings, he still shows an absurdly above average human durability. In Ice Hell, Match was able to withstand the might of Barry Gammon, who realistically scales to around small to mid building level during that arc and higher during the Gourmet Cooking Festival. Match's signature weapon is just said to be legendary katana forged from the fang of a Leo dragon, the said to be king of aquatic dragons. Its fangs can pierce and crush anything of this world, and though we don't get any late series feats for his blade, we can assume its legendary status is based on facts. Like the Leo dragon, Match's fighting style is one of waiting and releasing his attacks when advantageous. By honing his emotions, specifically his rage, Match is capable of igniting himself and launching attacks that far exceed his own personal limits. And honestly, this does portray Match's character even better once again. Like I said earlier, Match makes, though sometimes rash, calculated decisions. I don't really know what he was thinking when he tried fighting Zebra, or even when he thought he could somehow strong-arm the Century Suit from Toriko. And while Match didn't participate in any of the final battles of the manga, his roles were still somewhat important. He became a leader of the Jidar Kingdom. He also was chosen to help cook the full course, that also showing that Match would have to have abnormally high levels of willpower and stamina, as preparing the full course can exhaust anyone cooking it and even kill those unprepared for it. And in the end, Match does just become another one of the actually complete side characters Toriko had to offer. I always enjoyed the side characters of Toriko because it felt like they always had some sort of representation in the story, whether that was them ending Ayamaru's arc as him still helping out saving the planet in the end of the series. But with that, everyone, I'd like to thank you for watching. If there are any other characters you'd like me to do a deeper dive on, let me know. I've been working on a Gourmet Nights video and a couple other videos, but any other faction or character, just list it down in the comments below. And without further ado, remember, stay sane and stay safe, and we give thanks to the bountiful wealth of knowledge in the Toriko universe. Itadakimasu.